Once again, the British tabloids, along with the predictable echo chamber of commentators who rely on Harry and Meghan's names for their income, have launched yet another attempt to fabricate drama out of absolutely nothing. This time, they're clinging to a celebrity birthday party, a deleted Instagram post, and Piers Morgan's ongoing obsession with Meghan Markle as the foundation of a sensationalist claim that Prince Harry suffered rejection after a questionable outing. But the moment you begin peeling back the layers of this story, it becomes painfully clear that the entire narrative is constructed on exaggeration, assumptions, and intentional misdirection. It is not journalism. It is content creation for outrage clicks. The very idea that attending Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party, a private, invitation-only event filled with Hollywood heavyweights and industry moguls, is somehow questionable, is laughable. Harry and Meghan were not gatecrashers. They were not side characters. They were invited guests at one of the most high-profile birthday celebrations of the year. Meghan has had long-standing professional connections to members of the Kardashian-Jenner empire, and Harry has built relationships with global leaders, philanthropists, entrepreneurs and celebrities through his military work, Invictus Games and international humanitarian efforts. Attending this event is more aligned with who they are today, global public figures, media producers and advocates, than any outdated image the tabloids cling to. Yet tabloids are committed to portraying them as unwanted or irrelevant. They want the public to believe Harry and Meghan are wandering through Hollywood hoping someone, anyone, will validate them. But evidence shows the exact opposite. They move in elite circles naturally, comfortably, and without needing permission from royal institutions or British media approval. Their presence at the Kris Jenner event alone dismantles the narrative that they are isolated or excluded. It demonstrates that they belong to an ecosystem far more dynamic, modern, and influential than the royal rota could ever imagine. Where the tabloids saw an opportunity to twist events was in the now infamous Instagram photo deletion. Kris or Kim Kardashian posted multiple photos from the event, as celebrities do, and later removed images that included the Sussexes. Immediately, tabloids pounced, constructing a dramatic storyline claiming Meghan and Harry suffered a humiliating snub. They portrayed it as if the Kardashians were distancing themselves or deleting evidence of the couple's presence. But that interpretation collapses instantly when you consider how celebrity media works. High-profile events often involve publicists, managers and brand teams reviewing what gets posted. It is standard practice for photos to be deleted, reposted, filtered or replaced depending on privacy agreements, sponsorship conflicts or simple aesthetic preferences. It happens constantly with athletes, actors, influencers and CEOs. Yet Harry and Meghan are held to an entirely different standard, where every small movement is treated as a scandal. The tabloids are not reporting news. They're projecting insecurities onto a harmless social media update. People magazine's reporting created an even bigger mess for the tabloids. At first, People was told the Sussexes had chosen no on a photo consent form. That would have explained the deleted photos. But within hours, People's editorial team published an update stating that no consent forms existed at all, proving the initial claim false. This contradiction reveals the desperation behind the narrative. If tabloids had evidence, consistency or truth, stories wouldn't change within hours. Their entire storyline depended on creating the illusion that Harry and Meghan were embarrassed, rejected, or pushed aside. But once again, the real embarrassment lies with the press that cannot even maintain a coherent lie. And then, in predictable fashion, Piers Morgan emerged with his recycled commentary. A man who has made Harry and Meghan his primary source of engagement for nearly a decade. His claim that the Sussexes were rejected by their favourite media outlet ignores the fact that People magazine's clarification debunked his argument entirely. What he calls rejection is simply the normal ebb and flow of event coverage. What he calls humiliation is standard celebrity privacy handling. What he calls turning on the Sussexes is nothing more than his attempt to stay relevant in an online world that increasingly ignores his outdated brand of hostility. His laughing emojis don't signal humour, they signal desperation. Because deep down, Piers knows that without Meghan Markle's name, his commentary would lose more than half its audience. The only person experiencing rejection in this situation is him, rejected by reason, rejected by accuracy, and rejected by evolving media landscapes that no longer reward harassment. What makes all of this even more transparent is the timing. This scandal surfaced precisely as King Charles celebrated his birthday in the UK. Royal PR has long used Harry and Meghan as a diversion shield. When internal royal matters need quieting, whether it's the King's health, Prince William's absences, or questions about consistency in royal engagements, the media magically produces a negative Harry and Meghan story to redirect public focus. It's a tactic as old as the monarchy itself: distract from internal instability by pointing outward. But here's what tabloids refuse to acknowledge. Harry and Meghan are not dependent on royal events. They are not waiting for invitations to palace gatherings. Their identities, careers and relationships are no longer orbiting the monarchy. They have built a global brand rooted in storytelling, philanthropy, mental health advocacy and media production. Their continued success, a renewed Netflix deal, upcoming projects, philanthropic ventures and increasing public support proves they are thriving far beyond the shadow of royal influence. The true rejection happening today is the public rejecting tabloid narratives. People are tired of recycled smear campaigns. They're tired of exaggerated claims based on social media posts. They're tired of commentators who use Harry and Meghan as a punching bag for profit. Harry and Meghan attended a party. Photos were posted. Some were removed. That's it. That's the whole story. Everything beyond that is spin, and the spin speaks volumes about who is threatened, who is desperate, and who is losing control of the narrative. Every time the tabloids attempt to diminish the Sussexes, they expose their own fear. Fear that Harry and Meghan's independence proves the monarchy isn't necessary for relevance, and fear that the couple's global presence continues to grow without their permission or participation. Harry and Meghan are not scrambling for acceptance. They are not desperate for attention. They are not victims of rejection. The only desperation visible is coming from those still clinging to their names for survival.